The cobbler locked the door before he touched the bag. Metal clicked. The bell went silent. His hand, dry, strong, closed around my forearm like it had been waiting years for the chance. "Sit," he said. Not loud. Final. I sat because the room had already decided I would. The backpack lay open between us, my son's name stitched in blue thread I didn't recognize. The cobbler's thumb traced the seam, slow, reverent, like a priest reading bone. He didn't look at me when he spoke. "I found a pocket," he said. "Not meant to be found." What was inside? My voice sounded rented. He cut the lining with a blade older than my childhood. Reached in, placed a thing in my palm. Cold. Smooth. Watching me back. 30 seconds, he said. "That's all you need." I watched. Time narrowed. The shop smelled like leather and dust, and the kind of patience that keeps secrets alive. When I looked up, the cobbler was crying without making a sound. "Take your son," he said. "Leave town. Don't tell your wife." I stood. I thanked him because manners survive shock. Outside, the sun kept doing what it does. I checked my watch. School let out in 20 minutes. On the walk to the school, the thing in my pocket pressed its opinion against my thigh. I didn't look again. 30 seconds had been enough to rearrange my organs. I thought about my wife's hands. How precise they were. How she organized cupboards by use instead of height. How she corrected people gently, with the tone of someone who knows the ending. I thought about the nights she worked late and came home smelling like not dash home that I tee the gate. Parents clumped and scrolled and pretended not to watch each other. I watched nothing. My mind ran inventory instead. The backpack. New. Too new for the way she treats money. The seam. Wrong color thread. The way my son had started asking if we were moving, if towns could get angry, if maps remembered you. He came out smiling. He always smiles first, like it's armor. "Dad," he said. He hugged me with his whole future. I breathed in chalk and sun. In the car, he talked about a spelling test. About a kid who stole erasers. I listened like a professional. At a red light, my phone lit up. Her name. I didn't answer. We drove past our street without slowing. We packed light because fear hates clutter. I told him we were visiting my aunt. He asked why. I said because sometimes you go where people remember your face. He accepted that. Children do, when the voice doesn't shake. At a motel by the river, I waited until he slept. I laid the thing on the bedspread and watched it again. The 30 seconds repeated themselves without asking. Angles. Dates. A face I recognized because I had married it. A second face I didn't, because it wore my son's eyes without my mouth. I didn't scream. I made lists. Phone records. A prepaid line hidden behind a receipt for groceries I never ate. The dates matched the nights she'd said soup was on. DNA. Hers, not mine. Tucked in a safety deposit box she told me was empty, because empty is a word that works. I called the school to withdraw him. Used a calm voice. I called my bank and froze what I could. Left what I wanted traced. At dawn, I mailed copies to myself from a town she'd never visited. I watched the clerk's stamp hit paper like a judge's gavel. She called again. I answered on the 5th ring. "Where are you?" she said. "Driving," I said. True is useful. Why isn't he at school? "He's learning," I said. Also true. She breathed. Counted. "Come home." I hung up. No confrontations yet. Heat cooks better when you don't lift the lid. The report arrived by email because truth travels faster when it's tired of you. I printed it. Read it once. Then again, because certainty deserves witnesses. At a rest stop, I laid it on the hood and let the wind test it. It didn't tear. That night, I sent her a single message. A photo. No caption. She arrived at the motel before midnight. Hair wrong. Smile missing a tooth it usually hid. "Where is he?" she asked. I slid the paper across the table. She didn't touch it. She knew the weight already. "You don't understand," she said, which is what people say when they understand perfectly. "I do," I said. "I always do." Her hands shook. Mine didn't. I didn't raise my voice. I raised options. I told her about the cobbler. About the seam. About towns that remember hands. I told her I'd filed what needed filing in places that like neat stories. I told her the timing. How long she had before questions learned to walk. She cried the way she plans. Angled towards sympathy, away from guilt. I let her finish. "You can have the house," I said. "You can keep your name. You won't keep him." She said my name like it was a password. I waited. When she reached for the door, I added, "The other man knows. He always did." That landed. She folded. Not theatrically. Precisely. I drove her back to the edge of town. Didn't cross the line. Watched her walk until she became a problem for someone else. We left before morning. My son slept through the bridge. I watched the river take our reflection and not give it back. At a diner 2 states away, he asked if we were safe. We're quiet, I said. That's better. I mailed the backpack to the cobbler with a note that said thank you for seeing. I didn't include a return address. At night, I dream of seams. Of hands that know where to cut. I wake without fear. Some truths are not loud. They don't chase you. They wait in the lining until you're ready to leave. I don't look back anymore. Maps don't remember you, but people do.